Assalamu alaikum. Today, I'm here with a review of a shocking documentary that left me stunned. If you want to truly experience what it feels like to have chills down your spine, you needed to watch this documentary. It's not necessary that only horror movies can give you this feeling. This review might be a bit longer than usual, so prepare yourself mentally. It's currently 3 a.m., and I'm in a state of shock. I feel immense pain and sympathy for the main character of this film, but I can do nothing to help her. If you're planning to skip this review, thinking it's just another sad story, stop right there. Please listen to the review carefully, because it might help someone you know. Before diving into the story, let me share that over the past few weeks, some of my Facebook acquaintances have been facing severe trouble. Someone, likely a hacker, is creating fake accounts using their names and sending friend requests to their contacts. These victims are repeatedly posting warnings on their walls, advising people not to send money or provide any help if requested through these fake accounts. The person behind such acts is not just a random troublemaker, but a habitual offender with no regard for the harm they cause. This documentary revolves around such a story, and it's based entirely on true events. The main character, Kirat, is a 35-year-old unmarried woman from a Sikh family living in England. Most of her friends and peers are married by now. Although she had a relationship with someone since the age of 18, it wasn't strong and eventually ended. Later, she started interacting with a man named Bobby on Facebook. For the first 4 to 5 years, their conversations remained limited to casual greetings. Bobby, who was married, appeared to be wealthy based on the pictures he shared on Facebook. He seemed to be constantly traveling between Kenya, the USA, and England. Because Bobby was married, Kirat maintained boundaries and didn't engage much. However, one day, Bobby confided in her through Messenger, sharing that he had recently gone through a divorce and was feeling very depressed. Kirat comforted him and encouraged him to move on in life. After some time, Bobby disappeared, only to later announce on his wall that he was marrying a woman named Sanj. Kirat felt a twinge of regret, thinking perhaps they could have been together if they had stayed in touch. But she tried to move on, considering it fate. 2 years later, out of nowhere, Sanj posted on Facebook that Bobby had been shot 6 times in Kenya and was fighting for his life in the hospital on a ventilator. Kirat was shocked and immediately contacted Sanj to learn more about the incident. During this time, Kirat also connected with Bobby's cousins and her own cousin, Simran, who happened to live near Bobby's house in Kenya. Since Bobby was an American citizen, he was quickly taken under U.S. protection and transferred to a hospital in America. Simran, who was in the U.S. for work, became Kirat's source of information about Bobby's condition. Eventually, Bobby was taken off the ventilator and regained consciousness, but he wasn't allowed to meet anyone. After extensive physiotherapy, he regained some mobility. One day, tired of his long illness and depression, Bobby secretly created a new Facebook account and contacted Kirat. Crying, he told her how his beloved wife had abandoned him during this difficult time. Kirat comforted him like a friend, and their conversations became a daily occurrence. Over time, Bobby's legal restrictions were lifted, and their bond grew stronger. One day, Bobby proposed to Kirat, and she was overjoyed. She asked him to come to England immediately and marry her, as she was worried about potential complications with having children due to her age. Bobby, however, kept making excuses. One thing that bothered Kirat was that Bobby never agreed to video calls. He would send pictures every day, but refused to appear on video, saying he found it childish and unnecessary when they were already planning to marry. Finally, the day arrived when Bobby was supposed to come to England. He did come, but he refused to meet Kirat. She, who had been eagerly waiting for him, was left shocked and heartbroken. What happened next? It's better you watch it yourself. I was left completely numb, as if the blood in my veins had frozen. Let me warn you, whatever you're guessing right now is probably wrong. The documentary is available on Netflix. I recommend watching it with Urdu dubbing for better understanding.